Yeah, right, Brian here. Look what I found. This is actually a hood I made many years ago, at least 9-10 years ago. It's part of a Canadiana tractor. I believe it was a Canadiana. I actually modified it with these two front lights, and I fiberglassed them all into place. And they're really good for driving lights. I'm at a friend's property, and I had about 3 or 4 tractors out here parked along this line here many years ago. An old John Deere, like this Canadiana, a couple other ones, a couple Craftsmans. Anyways, this one here, the Canadiana, was the only one that would run. Sorry, there's a pit bull over there barking. Anyways, the Canadiana was the only one that would run and the only one that would cut. I got it from the neighbor here. And the stock headlights were nowhere near bright enough to cut grass. So I had these ones here out of another John Deere. And they're bolted into the hood. I drilled holes. They're bolted into the plastic on the hood. The wires I ran through, and then I fiberglassed all this around. I thought this thing got junked years and years ago. I'm actually surprised it still looks like a hood. You can see a little bit of a label down there. There wasn't much of a label on it even to begin with, even whenever I got it. It's just sitting here amongst other junk. Little gauge cluster from something. Probably some sort of a GM vehicle. But I thought I'd show that. I did this thing, like I said, at least 9 or 10 years ago. Wow, man, I'm surprised this thing's still here. And surprisingly, the headlight lens is still intact. It's all muddy, as you can see, but it's actually still intact. Let me flip it over. I'm not going to touch it. You can see the wiring I did right there. Some bits and pieces of it. I believe the stock bulbs are still in there as well, but these were tied into an auxiliary and some other part of a GM vehicle. But they were tied into a separate switch, and for cutting grass at night, which out here is the best way to do it, it actually worked out pretty good. I thought I'd do a quick video on this, and I'm actually surprised it's still around. I never got to around painting the fiberglass, but the fiberglass is actually still really strong. I tried to get the bulbs off of there, but they won't come off. The fiberglass that I put around those bulbs are probably stronger than the entire hood. And give you a look at the front. That's the lenses. And most of them are still intact as well. Imagine if I put 12 volts to those lights would probably still work. They're a really good quality light. So I thought I'd do a quick video of that, and I'll talk to you later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.